All right, this is homework practice 10-2. We're using an open number line to basically add. So it should be pretty simple. The kids have done this before, adding groups of 10. This time we're adding larger 3-digit numbers. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to come down here and go ahead and get started. So it says 483. I'm going to put my 483 right here. So that's my beginning of the number line. Plus 172. Now if I break this apart, this is really 100 plus 70 plus 2. So let's go ahead and put that through on the number line and see how that takes a look. So 483, I'm going to go ahead and do 100 plus 100 is 583. Now I can go through and I've got to do my 70. So I could do 7 hops of 10. So let's go ahead and start with that while the students are getting used to this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are all here plus 70. They're all 10s. So 583, 593, 603, 613, 623, 633, 643, 653. And then we need to add 2 more on 1, 2. So that's 654, 655. 655 is our sum. Okay, our next one, 288 plus 324. So let's go ahead and put our 288 here. I'm again going to break this up into 300 plus 20 plus 4. So let's do our 300 first. 100, 200, 300. So 288, 388, 488, 588, plus 20. So now this is going to be a plus 10. So 588 plus 10 is 598 plus 10 more is going to be 608. We've been using 100 charts on this one because the students, once it gets close to 600, they get a little bit confused. So if they need to use their fingers or take a look at a 100s chart to take a look at 598 plus 10 goes to 608, they can take a look at that also. They can also stack it if that's easier for them. And then 4 little ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, becomes 612. So, and again, if they want to do one jump of plus 4, they can do that also instead of the little hops of plus 1, just depending on how quickly they're able to add in their head using mental math. Okay. All right, let's head on to the back of this page here. Jeb has 264 blocks in a box. Mia gives Jeb 321 more blocks. So more lets us know we're adding. How many blocks does Jeb have in all? So in all also lets us know that we're adding and looking for a sum. So let's start with 264. 264. We're getting 341. So I'm going to make that 300 plus 40 plus 1. Okay? 264 plus 300. 100, 200, 300 is going to be 364. 464. 564 is where we're at. Plus 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So I'm going to put plus 10s here so I remember on here. 564 becomes 574, 584, 594. Again, this is where the students get a little bit tripped up sometimes. 594 is close to 600. So if they can see that, we're looking at the pattern here. If you take a look at the pattern, 6, 7, 8, 9, we can't put 2 digits in there. So it's going to start over at 0. So there's a whole full pattern there when we're adding by 10s. And then we need to add 1 more. So that becomes plus 1 is 605 blocks. Okay, number 4. Josh has 509 chickens on his farm. Bob gives Josh 111 chickens And Billy gives him 21 chickens. How many chickens does Josh have on his farm now? A whole lot of chickens. Okay, let's start here. 509. 509. So the first one is 110 chickens. So I'm going to do 111. 100 plus 10 plus 1. Okay, so 100 is going to be 609. Plus 10 is going to be 619. Plus 1 is going to be 620 chickens. Now our next is 21 chickens. So I'm going to actually do plus 20 and plus 1. Again, if they want to do 2 hops of 10, they can do that as well. So 620 plus 20 is 640 plus 1 is 641 chickens. Okay, higher order thinking. Zoe is using an open number line. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an open number line here. She wants to find 232 plus 578. Which addends should she place on the number line to start? Explain. So now this is totally up to the students, whatever they want to put down. So if they wanted to put 232, that would be fine. They could say 232 because then I can add 578 to it. Or they could start with 578 because you could technically do less hops. Because if you start with the larger number, your hops over here would not be as many because you've only got to do 232 hops versus 578 hops. So, but again, whatever they think, we just want to see that they're able to explain it. I'm going to put down she should start with 578 because she can add 232 with less hops. Okay, John uses an open number line to find 570 plus 241. One of his jumps is plus 40. Draw what John could have done and then write the sum. So we're going to figure out what John did here. Okay, so I'm going to say that he starts at 570. And then he's going to do 200 plus 40 plus 1. So I'm going to do my jump of 200 plus 200. So 5 plus 2 is going to be 7 in the hundreds place, 770. Plus 40, because that's one of his jumps, is a plus 40. Plus 40, and then a plus 1. And from here, if I take a look at 770 plus 40, that puts me at 810. Plus 1 is 811. 811.